for the low usage, and for the high usage times would be $34.74. The ranges of usage vary from 36 kilowatts in the senior housing, 98 kilowatts in single family dwellings, to 74,720 kilowatts in the largest commercial company. Meaning the surcharge ranges from 36 cents to $74.72 per meter. I hope you'll agree the relationship with Kansas Power Pool has been extremely beneficial to our community. Staff requests your approval and support in the request to utilize reserves for the next quarter and to approve the modifications to our electrical utility ordinance to allow greatest flexibility to work on behalf of our neighbors and businesses as we work through the unprecedented impacts of this winter event.
Can you read that again?
I can give you a copy.
I think bottom line is that we can use we need to utilize our cash reserve to make this initial payment to Kansas Power Pool. And this would, allow us to not raise the utility rates for our customers. That's what it's gonna amount to. We will reestablish those cash reserves by the surcharges, and we get a credit, all of it that we pass along to our customers from the Kansas Power Pool. If you look at your bill, some might be $10, some might be $5, but the bottom line is, in a year's time, there's around $70,000 to $120,000 of those surcharges that we get credit for. So we can replenish our cash reserves utilizing those without raising the base rate or the kilowatt rate per hour. So we can basically keep that. And that's what this ordinance is gonna be about, is allow us to collect the surcharges that you would have received as a credit. We can still keep our base rate the same and the utility rate, kilowatt rate per hour the same. So there won't be any increase in the bill.
And this is also, to tag along with what David's saying, the way this would be set up, it would be set up the same as the fuel adjustment. So it's gonna be based upon, which I read in here, but it's gonna be based upon the kilowatt per hour, usage for that account. So, like the senior apartments that use 36 kilowatts, that's gonna be significantly less than a commercial user.
Will this surcharge be billed separately, like the fuel charge on the
Yes.
utility bill?
Yes,
Okay, what was the amount that we actually owe KPP on surcharge?
that we, from the February bill, scroll back up to the, scheduled claims list here. Okay, Kansas Power Pool, the total bill is $136,066.50.
Okay,
$15,769.51 is the charge for the February 2021 storm surcharge.
okay, will this appear on all bills from here on out, or how long? I'm
On-
asking for what the total is. You know, we have 28 cities in this power pool deal.
Correct.
Okay, was that amount that they used divided evenly between the cities, or just what we used?
No, it's based on our power purchases from the
what we
pool.
use.
Yeah, and that, so another city is gonna be different because they purchase either less or more power than we do.
Okay, what does KPP charge us for a kilowatt? What is the actual charge per kilowatt?
Oh, I do not have that answer in
Okay,
front
can I
of me.
call you tomorrow?
Yes,
Okay,
cause it'll be on our actual invoice, I just don't have that in front of me.
okay. And with this extra wattage that we used in February, how much revenue did we generate? We had to generate extra revenue off of what we used.
Well, I don't know what the revenue amount is, per se, because, I mean, we're gonna be paying for what we used. So revenue based on that extra amount, I don't have that figure either.
And I noticed on the, ordinance, there's no, sunset date, you know, when this is gonna quit.
I think it's to be revisited after the first quarter, so like after the 3 months time period.
And I also noticed that this is dated April the 5th, so could we just maybe table this until next council meeting? When Roger can answer some of these questions?
That would be the desire of the council. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable approving it,
I'm okay with approving the proposal for the repayment of the 51,000 that we used, or need.
We didn't make a profit on this. We're having to pay more because of the utility rates, it costs more per kilowatt hour, and that's what we got charged for. But yet, our ordinance only allows us right now to charge for X number of kilowatts for our utility customers.
And we didn't get bills for that extra, that's what we're paying for going down the road.
Yeah,
right, like.
we didn't make any money on this, if that's the
Okay.
question. We're losing a lot of money on it. And we just got a plan here to recoup that eventually. It's gonna take probably 10 years to do it.
Well, that was my next question. How much does this 1 cent per kilowatt generate per month towards this surcharge?
Well, we will just be paying, so the Kansas Power Pool is billing us for our portion of our additional usage, which was the $396,430. So, we are just adding that, or we're paying that surcharge because they are loaning us that money. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm totally confused, to tell the truth.
It's a complex situation, I'm not gonna lie, but yes, there's a lot to it.
So, Dave, can we just table this until next council?
I don't
meeting?
think we can. I think we've committed to Kansas Power Pool. Roger just went to the meeting last week. We've got the cash reserve. We got well over the cash reserve that we need to make this payment, this initial payment to them. And the ordinance itself is basically gonna allow us to replenish those cash reserves by using that surcharge.
But we're talking two different things. We're talking that we can use this cash reserve now and then enact the rate change on the ordinance 1472, which says passed and approved April the 5th. And we won't need that until the 15th of April, when we bill them out for that particular month, so. At the way it stands now, I can't vote yes for it.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. You have a right to do that. Any other questions?
Now, I want you to understand, I'm okay with this reserve. Can we make that in 2 motions, so we can pass this?
Yes,
Yeah, there's two
preferably.
different motions that's gonna be on the floor. One is utilizing cash utility reserve fund,
I'm okay.
and the second will be the ordinance
Okay.
1472.
I'm okay with the reserve.
I move to authorize municipal staff to utilize utility cash reserve funds to offset the additional wholesale energy cost purchases for the billing months of March, April, and May for our retail customers. Is there a second?
So,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Number 17, ordinance 1472, amending utility rates to include collection of surcharges. Again, this will not raise the utility rates for our customers, it will only allow us to utilize this collection of surcharges. Any further discussion on that?
I'd make a motion to approve the ordinance 1472, establishing the billing process necessary to address the surcharges.
And I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion failed. Number 18, appointment of interim fire chief. We've received a letter of resignation from our current fire chief, Preston Williams. And I move to recommend the appointment of Mr. Mike Rennie as the interim fire chief for the city of Marion until such time a qualified replacement fire chief can be recruited. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 4-0. Department reports. Clinton?
Pizza Hut contacted us a couple weeks ago and asked if they could do a fundraiser for our canine programs. And so they are tonight from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. 20% of your ticket sales will be donated to our canine as well as the counties. We will split that. So if you want pizza tonight, go over to Hillsboro, get some pizza.
Okay. Randy?
Nothing, I'm sorry, I was out of state last week, so I didn't get a report put together.
Okay. Margot?
Not unless you have a question.
Tiffany?
Nothing further.
Susan?
Yes, Ruth, I wanna apologize, the letter that you had printed in the paper, I did not intend it to be threatening, I intended it to be advisory as to what the city's liability was and what yours was, so I apologize that you took it as a threat.
And I did take it as a written letter.
Okay.
Council? I would like to make a statement to the council in my own defense regarding the letter to the editor from Councilor Ruth Hurdle that was published in the paper last week. She specifically identified me in this letter, so in effort for full transparency, I feel the need to advise the council of how this transpired. In June of last year, Ruth confided in me that she was conferring with the business here in Marion about purchasing the building at 828 North Roosevelt. She asked me to keep this information confidential. I won't divulge the name of the business, but Ruth knows who she was talking to. The letter she referenced was sent in June, 9 months ago, to offer legal advice and to let her know she personally could be sued for her actions as stated in the letter. This building was and still is under contract with the city of Marion, and it is the city's responsibility to give this council legal advice, and that is all the letter did. I authorized this letter in an effort to keep the incident confidential and not involve the rest of the council or the public, but I see now that that was a mistake.
In my own defense, Mr. Mayor, I have to say that all I gave this particular person was anything that you could have got at the courthouse, or by searching the minutes of the city. And we have another one on the same deal. Gary Mendoza is wanting information, and if he asks me for it, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm not trying to sell the building. I'm just answering their questions, and that's my job.
Yeah, that's I believe it's the
handed
economic
him-
development director's job to look at the possible sale of any buildings we have. It's not the council's position to do that.
That may be true, but if they ask you a question, I'm gonna answer it.
Well,
I'm for transparency.
there wasn't questions asked, that's not what you told me, so we'll leave it at that. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second? I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we
Hurry,
do.
get done.
So I'll, amend that. Do we have anybody who wishes to address the council in the public forum?
I guess,
Oh, go ahead.
real quick, I just have a question now with the, Zach Howell, with the failed motion on the, with the KPP, what's gonna be the deal then, like, are our rates gonna increase for electrical rates for residents now, or do we know?
If we don't pass that ordinance, your rates are probably gonna have to increase.
They just passed it along to the residents now?
You know, residents and businesses, it's gonna be a substantial amount.
Okay.
If we don't pass that ordinance, then we have no alternative but to do that.
Okay, I just wanted some
Okay.
clarification on that. Thank you, Mayor.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, don't you think that we'll revisit that next month, at next council meeting? I just want
I
some
hope so.
clarification.
I hope so, I don't know what the problem was, you know,
You know,
tonight, but pretty self-explanatory. Okay, meeting adjourned.